So, when last we left off with our intrepid adventurers, what happened with you guys? Not
Well, we
everybody
fought
was.
some mud and dust muffets, and that was
And mud.
I said mud and dust.
Sorry.
We found out that Leaf can teleport.
Found out Leaf could teleport.
Allegedly.
You found the methods that were working around what you figured out was the border between the ancient elven empire that was here and the Feywilds that existed. And you figured out that the methods there were actually reconstructing the area while also writing what appeared to be the same kind of ancient wards against bad spirits onto things. Unfortunately, that was after you killed them.
Then we killed them.
Yeah, that was after you wiped their existence from the earth.
Well, we couldn't see the benefit of letting them do that anymore, you know?
They were trying to protect the order, the area, sir. Okay,
They were doing
what
a
are they
good-
doing now? We murdered them all.
Don't worry, we definitely stopped them.
They were doing a great job fixing the place up, but it was almost payday, and if we had let them live, then yeah.
We have
it
a
would've been out some
quota
gold.
of police brutality we have to inflict on other species, so...
So then...
Have you ever heard of anti-life transients, otherwise known as the murder hobo?
So after
It is
that point...
particularly well known in halflings.
Oh gosh, yes. So after that point, you decided to leave that area and move on to the Druidic Circle report that you were given. There, you discovered 3 knights.
I mean, they had, armor and weapons, but don't know if they were quite knights. They didn't seem very knight-like.
And they rode off on horses.
Playing to stereotypes.
They didn't seem like very happy fellows.
I mean, one of them was definitely smiling an awfully lot.
They probably had the grail and just lied to us.
Leaf, did you give that one mushrooms?
Maybe.
So you showed up to the Druid Grotto to discover the 3 knights already there trying to question them. Leaf stepped forward and spoke with the matron of the circle and reported to... Gosh, let me find her name real quick. That one is Marmuin. Reported to Marmuin of what you guys had seen and everything. And all of the druids that Leaf spoke to seemed particularly interested that these methods had spoken to him. But it doesn't seem that any useful information was conveyed at any point to get more as to why that is. You then told the knights about the goblin tracks that you had seen just on your way into the Druid Grove. And together with the druids, you concocted a tale of just how goblins can be the beginning of something far worse. And so the knights took that as their report.
And that the goblins are to the north and definitely not to the west.
Unfortunately, you're a tad at the edge of the world here as far as the north goes. So, they left, taking that to turn in as their report. Only then did you remember that you had one final last conversation you wanted to have with Agatha at the Willow Pit Farm. In which case you informed them of their infected crops that were doing this to everything, and she rewarded you with a magical herb sack.
I was so stoked.
That we proceeded to open multiple times.
That you proceeded to dump handfuls of spice all over the road.
Just like so much saffron. Oh my god.
Just like handful of saffron. What the fuck?
Not feeling that spice. Bo, grab another one. Bo, grab another one. Bo, grab another one.
What, you know what would have been the worst is if it was one of the magic items like they were in the 2014 edition, where using the last charge gave it a chance of turning to dust.
Oh, that would have been hilarious. Wasted it and poof, it was gone.
His Bo just watches and screams.
Ooh, what seasoning is that?
Salt of the earth now.
It's grayish, so it looks like pepper, maybe?
So now
Little road fight.
we are beginning with a newly leveled party, right?
Indeed.
I'm like, this is the moment, just in case anybody forgot.
Do
Ready?
we need to sleep her to take change, or no?
So yeah, because, well, either way, you'll get one in here, even if you didn't. Because essentially, you're going to give the report. That's going to end the day to long rest. And you're going to be given a couple days worth of stuff here.
Cool.
So as you guys return to the guard post here at Eggerly's, you open the door kind of suddenly to see the kind of dark blinded eyes of Sergeant Major Oscar as he kind of looks at you and just goes, "Oh good, you're back."
We have quite a bit to report.
Oh, well, if that's the case, I guess you better get in there. Captain's waiting. He's always willing to hear if you're back.
He didn't have to wait all this time on us. I mean, he could have gone out and got some food and stuff, but...
No,
we appreciate
Captain takes
waiting.
care of paperwork and takes care of the necessary arrangements for us. They're just in their office in most days during the day. It's not like
Wait,
he's been waiting
wasn't-
for you the entire time. That would be awfully weird. You know we sleep, right?
Wait, you guys sleep?
Bloody
You don't
day
just kinda, like,
shifters.
stare off
Do you
into-
understand that there are multiple shifts here?
Yes. Maybe.
Right. Well, good news. 'Cause next, you're gonna be in the city with me. So then we're gonna find out. But go.
We're gonna find out.
Give your report. And then we'll see.
Right. I'll walk up to the captain's door and knock.
Oh, I just went in without knocking.
Now you can. It's kind of that like frosted glass, like very like noir detective door kind of door into the captain's office here. So you can kind of see him rustling through paperwork and everything as you do it. And after a quick rap, he immediately kind of clears his throat and ruffles some paper around. Come in! Wonderful, you're back
right.
already. Come in. Sit.
I'm trying, but I can't select my character with Brena on top of me.
Brenna, get off of his chest. Stop sitting on
Why?
him.
Everybody just got in that doorway and
I
they're like,
learned
we're
this new
good.
ability. I can hide behind people taller than me.
Captain,
behind,
since it's
but
just
you're on
you
top.
and me in here right now, I'd like to talk about a pay raise.
Oh, I can't move Buddy.
You can't move this, buddy.
Buddy looks like he's stuck in a wall.
I forgot you had a little guy anyway, but yay!
Buddy is sleeping.
Is that better? Will that
I guess.
Why did, you,
He's
why
not
did you put
budging.
it back in the wall?
I didn't move it anyway. I can't move it. It didn't move.
Have you tried
Why
turning
is
your
it-
buddy off and on again?
Okay, now it's out of the wall. Okay, now I can move it.
I moved it out of the wall and it sat there for a second and then it
Thank
moved
you.
back to the wall. That's why I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, for
He
me
was
it didn't
comfy.
move at any point. Gotta
Well,
love the
Alvarado, I
lag.
guess it's just us delivering the report.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang back here with Bo.
The rest of them are like, we don't do the reporting stuff.
Well,
So,
You need it stabbed on your gal.
so,
well, we went to the farm, the Willow Pit farm. Very, very good people, very welcoming, very helpful.
Excellent cheeses. They had really delicious cheeses. Went really well with the mushrooms I had. Would you like a mushroom, sir?
no. I'm glad you had a
Sorry, I
wonderful
didn't bring any
lunch.
cheese for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we explored the fields for a bit, scouted the area and all that, and then we got attacked by their crops.
They're crops.
Yeah,
The vines just kind of grew little legs and kind of like pulled themselves out of the ground.
yeah,
You know, not normal stuff.
right.
So I caught them on fire.
Oh, wonderful. So you set fire to the fields of the people that you were there to help.
Only the ones that were moving around.
Yeah, not the whole field, just the ones that were attacking. You know.
They were no longer useful crops. They were, attacking us, drawing weird circles in the ground, stuff like that.
So their crops were animated and drawing symbols. This is what you're telling me. So you set fire to them.
They did try to attack us.
Yeah, we just fought them off, defended ourselves. Self-defense and all that.
Then we saw some other ones making symbols that were not attacking us, so they started to run away, and we attacked them as they ran away. Completely justified.
So, do you know what animated them?
Well, they seem to be coming from the ruins that we actually, that kind of leads into the second report that we have. There was more creatures there, mud this time,
And dust.
and dust too. Yeah, it was very weird. But they were working on the ruins, I think.
I think
Working.
they're called methods.
Methods.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
kind of putting the ruins back together. They were doing a lovely job
Worker
until they
methods.
attacked us also.
Yeah.
And they were talking Sylvan, and yeah, just
Worker methods speaking a dead
They-
language. Interesting.
Leaf and Sylvan is going to say you're a dead language.
And you see him making just notes on paper. We speak the king's language in this office.
One last little bit in Sylvan. Oh, look at the big captain man. Rah, rah, rah,
It's
rah, rah.
it's a druidic blessing, Captain.
So, these worker methods, as you say, they were operating around the runes to straighten them? What caused this?
It looked like they were rebuilding things. I mean, I couldn't understand what they were saying, but
Yeah,
from
I mean, it's a dead language, but it's similar to Elvish, so it kind of almost sounded like they were saying the wards were broken and we should flee or leave or something. But it's a dead language. No one speaks it.
Mm-hmm. You see him scribbling down on a notepad as you're talking.
something about like a border between like realms, kingdoms, something like that.
Well, which is it?
Oh, and when we killed them, they exploded.
Exploding worker methods. One.
Yeah.
You are smart. You were following this along 100%.
Blink, blink. Right.
So anyway, yeah, not sure about realm or kingdom. I mean, I speak a bit of Elvish, but it was like more like a more archaic dialect of Elvish that was on those ruins, so I couldn't really translate too well. But yeah. So we defeated them, stopped them doing whatever they were doing. Hopefully that was a good thing that we stopped them. But yeah, we then we went to the Droid Grove. There were some knights that seemed rather hostile to the
Alleged knights. They looked like knights, but they didn't act like knights.
right.
So, the knights were hostily questioning
Alleged knights.
the druids. What were they questioning them about?
Well, Leaf got closer to the conversation.
They were just kind of asking questions about like weird stuff. We did see on the way to the Druid Grove some tracks from a Goblin Scout party, so we were good watchmen and warned them about the goblins. So they definitely seemed like they are going to take care of the goblins. So don't you worry, none, Captain.
I see. So you spotted tracks near the grove?
Not me specifically. Brenna did. The lazy halfling napping in the other room instead of in here. Explain it to you.
I am going
really,
to note.
Halbarad and I are doing all the work here, so I really think we deserve a promotion, maybe a raise for this hard work we're doing.
I will note for you that the tracks that you discovered were more along the way to the fork, closer to the fork in the road near the church than they were the town and grotto. Let me
Oh, I missed that last time. Let
me put you back here. because
Hey.
like the Druid Grotto, of course, is here behind the town. If you can see my ping.
Ah, damn it! We should have told the knights to go south.
And you got the tracks in this area over in here. So what you're saying in this moment is a very different thing. And that is why I, as the DM, am taking a moment to remind you of this detail.
I feel like I would mention that was more closer, like it was closer to the church.
I mean, I told the knights it was to the north. I didn't tell them it was to the north of the fork, so we will hopefully not see them too close to the ruins.
I'm well aware of how low my insight is, but could I try to tell by like the captain's behavior or how he feels about the knights?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not doing this right now.
Well,
Seems really professional.
okay.
But you get the feeling that in that nature that he's being very professional on it, he seems to be taking a bit more notes on your debrief than he normally does.
Okay.
So you found these goblin tracks, and you informed the knights that is what they were seeking, and you believe that they would just simply be gone now.
They didn't seem very bright, so yes.
Okay.
Thinking, hoping. I feel like it's, you know, it's more like our job to take care of this area. I mean, you know, we're the guards of Egwally. Like, shouldn't the knights be more like on higher importance thing? I mean, not that this is not important, but I mean, like, you know, more important to the kingdom at large, you know?
Yes. The knights normally do handle some other more important tasks. They are usually given their own responsibilities and reports to look into beyond just what we're looking into. They're responsible for different sorts of things than what we, as guards of Egolis, are responsible for. So, when you see him kind of flip the folder in which he's been keeping these notes kind of shut. Well, if that's how you really feel this is going to go down, then I suppose the next couple days are going to be rather disappointing for you.
Why is that?
Well, as we informed you before, your next rotation has to do with the city.
Nothing in the forest?
Tomorrow you are to report to duty to be a standard guard. You will look around, you will keep the watch, and you will keep the safety of this town. But tomorrow, well, the day after tomorrow, 2 days from now, you have a special request. Your work for the day is going to be a little different. You see, you apparently do not understand how the movements of state work. So you will be showing up to the mayor's mansion where he will be holding a gala for the arrival of the knights to the area. You see, they showed up unannounced, and statesmen can't allow that sort of thing. So now they have to throw a ball for them, and you're going to be the secret guard. You're going to
That's
blend
good.
in. You're going to look like just another servant. And you're going to take care of what they need. You're going to keep everybody safe. And then
Even
we'll
them?
all be okay. I don't believe that you need to worry about the safety of the knights as much as you might believe. But you need to understand the rest of the nobles that will be there and what is expected of you. You must keep them safe. And unfortunately, I understand that you may not have much exposure to our mayor, but he is a bit of a strict man with very high expectations. As a noble, he will expect you to follow every word without question.
If I may ask, what are we keeping the nobles safe from?
Well, sometimes themselves. Sometimes it's nothing. You're the guard that people aren't supposed to know are guards. When these sort of swanky affairs happen, they don't want people to look like guards. Sure, people wear weapons and various things, but they want everybody to blend in. Nothing to show that everything is in control. So that is your responsibility. Keep the peace without sticking out like a shining thumb. Or, I guess for others, mold-infested.
That's awfully rude. I don't see any mold on Halbarad.
Oh my.
So you want us to be guards that don't look like guards. Got it.
Correct.
I mean,
Keep a
that's going
low
to be hard for
profile.
me.
Don't you have nice clothing?
You all don't pay me enough.
Well, you're taken care of.
I guess we gotta go clothing shopping Halbarad.
I suppose so, yeah.
There's another reason why you're the guards for this. The mayor wishes to speak with you directly. He wishes to get the report about what you've seen there from you.
That doesn't sound very commonplace, is it?
No, but neither is the mayor directly making a request. So unfortunately, in this situation, our hands are sort of tied. We are an extension of his office, so he's kind of your boss.
We'll be on our best behavior.
I'm glad that you can at least understand that much. Now, is there anything else?
Do you think we could get some workers to go out and fix the ruins up some more?
Why should we fix up ruins that are miles away from city?
because we killed the poor methods that were trying to fix it up. It looks quite nice.
But weren't they fixing up something that is destroyed and not being used? Why should we send resources to do this?
It would make a nice picnic area. A little park to take a stroll in.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if it's just for me, but
Nope.
your mic just
That
fucked up so
roboted
bad.
out really bad.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I know it's not you.
You-
Obviously, you're actively
you just
making
spoke
it
Sylvan
happen.
right there.
Is it still bad?
That sounds a little better.
It's a little choppy, but better.
Here, I'm gonna switch mics, see if that helps.
Daryl, yours is doing it for me too.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think it's Discord fucking up.
Yay, Discord.
Yeah, Discord
It won't
had
change.
like a blurb the other day where it broke up really bad and then came back. But gosh, between
Yeah.
OBS streaming it and recording it, I don't know why I would be breaking up at all.
No, I mean, Discord has been fucking up in servers recently.
Yeah.
Like,
You mean for the
Not in
past like
personal
10 years?
calls, but- No, like, especially recently.
So he looks back and forth at the two. What were you trying to say there, Greg, in the last part? Now that you're coming through.
Oh, I was just saying it would make a nice park or, place to take a stroll or a picnic, tourism. Should definitely look into fixing up those ruins.
Well, in a more practical sense, if, ruins are being refurbished, maybe there's some kind of, conflict or something, and it might be better if we were in charge of, a fortified position. Just in case.
I mean, another point, the ruins are clearly valuable if, beings made of dust and mud are trying to fix them up. Like, mud and dust just usually want to just stick around and not move.
Right. Well.
So, 20 workers?
If you can manage to find more information to know just how securable the area is, and that there are no other threats in the area, then I will assess reports from you about the sustainability of something like that.
Okay, we'll try to get more information. And in the meantime, I'm going to go talk to Mom, aka the mayor, and ask them the exact same question.
Ma!
Dad said to do something else first, but I don't want to, so can I? Anyways.
Boy, you're the worst
Um,
employee.
If I may, Captain, since we kind of, have to prepare and all of that for this new task ahead, would it be possible to have, I'll pay a bit early so we can go and get some proper equipment and attire for the event?
It's not early. You're making a report. Lieutenant Whitaker will take care of you.
Yep, that's a good point. Okay. It's been a long couple of days.
I understand. This is your first real assignment, taking care of these sort of things, so the process is still a little new. I get it. But I hope, in time, you'll be a little more comfortable. It seems if the mayor is caring about sending you out on things, I suspect you might be a little more involved in everything. So, hopefully, you can be comfortable with those responsibilities.
I'm sure we'll give it our best shot.
Give it the old college try.
You can trust us.
I'm sure. All right, dismissed.
I'll have like a reflex salute and then just awkwardly walk out.
Like, oh shit. So as you walk out, you can see where Lieutenant Whitaker's already kind of like arcing an eyebrow looking at you. Just kind of already expectantly.
So the captain said that he would be handling our pay.
All right, everything's shipshape. Good to hear. Just waiting for the go. And he just starts reaching on. You see where he kind of slides out a drawer here and just starts grabbing little purses out of it and setting it onto the table so that there's one for everyone there. And inside of it is 75 gold.
Ooh. Okay.
Well, at least we're well compensated.
25 per. That and you guys had all of these dreams of wanting to buy things and do stuff, so I'm like, whatever. Your level.
Yep.
By the current standards, I think they think that you should all have like 7 magic items by now or something. I can't even tell. I don't know if you saw the like DMG breakdown of how many magic items that it says you should give people, but it's humanly impossible.
Is it elvenly possible?
I can't even fathom a list for someone that would take up all of the magic items it says that like a high level person should have.
No, you can go in your bed. Go in your bed.
I mean, even by my standard of like the longest campaign I've been a part of, giving like artifact level items by level 15, that I feel like at level 2 you shouldn't have magic.
See,
magical items.
That's fine. I don't mind like artifact because I have things for that. Whatever. But it's I'm actually trying to there it is. Let's see. You should have at level 16 it says between level 11 to 16 you should end up with a total of 30 magic items.
So
I got a
decent
rock.
magic items or like shit magic items that like
Oh no,
aren't worth anything,
this
don't do
is
anything?
it basically says at a level like levels 1 through 4 you should end up with 6 common, 4 uncommon, 1 rare. And I'm like, how the hell?
Why I should get it that early?
Yeah, no, and that's what I mean. Level 5 to 10, you should have 10 common, 17 uncommon, 6 rare, and 1 very rare.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, this is humanly impossible. I'll gladly give you gold because this is a system where I want you to make shit. So yeah, fuck that noise. But yeah,
Option B is we are the town guard. We go find a nice shop with lots of magical items and we guard it. Wink, wink.
there are no magic item shops.
Damn it. Okay, I'm out of ideas.
Well,
There-
since we're handling the shop, there's no medical items anymore.
No,
Womp womp.
there
Wait.
is a couple crafters in the city. as
Guys,
far
I have
as
a
everything
plan.
goes.
It's like the plot of Dogma. If we give a vendor a magic item and buy it back from them, that makes the DM wrong, so the whole universe ends.
All right.
I mean, as far as your general like vendors and everything, you've got Mavel's Forge that works on those sort of things. You've got a general goods store run by a retired adventurer. So, I mean, as far as your ability to get various things, you've got that, and then there's the Druid ran, what did we call that thing? The Moon Bear Boutique that works for alchemical things. So
I think Bo and I get a discount there. Yes.
I mean, Bo definitely gets a discount there. But, yeah, basically this is when I was saying, like, yeah, you get a long rest. Ukrad, did you level up? You're showing as level 1.
I did not.
Yeah.
How did I miss that?
I don't know. Because for whatever
Well, good news.
reason,
It's real quick as a fight.
because everybody's tokens updated with the HP and then yours didn't. And I was like, why didn't yours?
So Radu can't count, so we just give him 5 gold and we say it's 25.
Yeah, his gold pieces are slightly bigger.
Yeah.
That was 75 each. As even the number you just told him was wrong.
We give him 75 copper pieces. Tell him it's gold and keep the rest.
I like that idea.
It's a very rare shade of gold.
Yep. Makes it more valuable.
Keep it up. I'll pay you an electrum.
Keep it up and I'll buy things in Electrum.
Like, here's your 75 electrum for your shift. But we got paid more last time. Yes, you were better last time.
Hey, Halbarad, isn't this a really sexy tree right here?
God damn it, Kate.
But look at all the like the little holes and knots in it, and the way the leaves fall off of it.
This
Are you
is
okay,
coming
Leaf?
from a
That's
tree.
A little goblin told me to tell Grim that, so
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I know that she didn't sell herself out beforehand by saying that she's totally not giving you way to troll me.
never.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was no character named Flint in the lineup of NPCs that were just listed as Baccarin's NPCs for our game. I don't know what you're talking about. And that's not connected to Dan's dwarf that was in my game. I don't know anything about
Not
that.
at all.
Shh. Dan's in this chat right now.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I was watching Dan's face on the camera when Kate named Flint. Was watching his face.
Oh man, I can't believe I missed that.
So yeah, you guys complete your long rest. And the next day you are supposed to report just for standard kind of day.
So you guys might notice that Leaf is instead of a green colored elf before you, now there is a goldish color elf with goldish skin and bright golden hair.
Oh, you've redecorated.
This is like a glow up.
What are you looking at?
Just gesture to leave.
Roll me insight. there, Halbrod and Bo, since you talked?
Sorry, I didn't know if I was close by or not.
I'm great at it. Big ol' 11.
Better than the last
I
one.
mean, yeah, you're slowly improving
Yeah.
there, so... What about you, Bo?
Sorry, what was this?
I'm
Insight.
never gonna get a 20, but it's great.
Damn, Bo.
Right. So...
Insightful.
You know,
Fuck you doing, Lee?
you've spent enough time around people to kind of get a good enough sense, and Leaf seems entirely too anxious. So anxious that they're irritable. In that I haven't acknowledged this anxiousness yet, and it is slightly overwhelming sort of way.
Patrick, can I sidebar with you?
Wait, sorry, what was that?
Can I sidebar with you?
Sure. Switch to Druid.
You just switch languages
yeah.
in front of everybody.
Stick, stick, twig, leaf, twig, twig, stick, stick.
No, I'm just wondering if anything's going on. We could, that we could help you with.
Can't believe we're wasting time going to a stupid party. We need to be figuring out what's going on with those seals and all those methods.
Yeah, that
This
does
isn't good.
seem like a very big deal.
Maybe we can just leave Halbarad and like Kradu here, and we can go check on the other ruins. Keep going west, find more stuff.
Are you thinking like a twosome? Is that? I don't know about that.
I just mean we can just skip the party. We can go do work. We can just leave one person behind to make the mayor happy. We got to do something.
Bo.
That was yes.
So, with that insight roll, you've spent some years, obviously, having been exposed to Leaf through the Druidic Order before the guards here. So, you've seen Leaf shift their seasons as it is before, but I should say, and you do know that itself also seems to come with kind of a shift in emotion and personality as well. But this is early. This is almost seems brought on.
I'm not very smart.
Oh no, it's perfectly fine. That's because I am just giving you the pieces to work with, and it's just a matter of what you kind of do with what I give you, and that's why I try and continuously give as much as I can to help. But that still doesn't necessarily mean that you would actually do anything with that information or know how to act with it, because no, you don't know what brought it out, really. I mean, he's just irritated, and this is triggered this early.
Leaf's like looking through his pockets, like, damn it, where are my calming mushrooms? I think I'm out of calming mushrooms.
But at the same time, you're like, man, I've had a day like that.
Okay. Well,
So
I don't know about ditching. It's gonna be slightly against ditching the party because that's not what we were told to do.
Fine, fine. We'll just get the party over with quickly, and then we can move on and do something important instead of
We'll
wasting
do
our
it
goddamn
right
time.
after.
as you guys begin your shift, you're patrolling through the various areas of Egerles as you have before in your training. But this time, as you notice people give you a bit more of a glance as you do. People seem to be paying a bit more attention to you. As you begin to pass through the more central area, passing from the old wall into the long stair that kind of connects the districts between everything, as the long stair helps connect the Silver Wood and the Golden Mile to the old wall, you see another wood elf druid that seems to be standing outside of their shop and is waving emphatically. Bo! Bo!
Mona!
It has been forever. Where have you been?
But, we had a job to do. We're traveling a little bit. I'm here now, though.
Come. Bring your friends. Come inside. Come. And you see as she kind of
Right, that's
gestures everybody into this very, like, homely looking shop filled with kind of like drying herbs and various small pre-viled things up for sale and everything. And she's kind of gesturing inside. And she quickly moves kind of behind the wooden counter area in this. And you kind of realize as she gets behind it that all of the trim and everything is wood. And it's been kind of formed into this. And you can see that the sign itself is shaped wood into the shape of this crescent moon with a bear kind of growling out of the hollowed out crescent portion. And within the moon portion is negative space for the lettering of Moon Bear Boutique. Come. I have been having terrible dream, and I've been very, very, very worried about where you are. You have seen terrible things, yes?
I mean, there was some crazy stuff at that farm and also other places, but not very explainable.
So you have seen no evil.
I mean, I don't know if those things were evil. Maybe they're just a neutral something that nature did. But, I mean, they could have been evil. But they just after we were too much in their space, so.
No, this is not the same. No. There is something else coming. I do not know
Kind of
what.
thing.
Something evil. Something much worse than we are ready for. I need you to get me some things.
Yeah?
If you are being outside of the town and all of this, then fine. Then you can help me. I must stay here. I do not know what is coming, but I know that if I can try to help here as I have in all of this time, then maybe I can make a difference from what I've seen. But I can try to scry. But I need you to bring me the proper herbs. They do not grow within the city.
Sure.
I believe your friend can also help you. These are not normal ingredients. They are. There is not much left of them.
Well, tell me where to go. I'll do my best to gather for you.
So she kind of brings out a rudimentary map kind of the area here. And she marks a spot around here. And around here.
He pinged something, I couldn't see it.
I have... Actually, I realize that in this moment, this might be out of your vision. I have drawn some X's over here on this map.
If you look at it in Discord and like view his screen, you can see it.
Yeah, if you view my screen in Discord currently, you can see beyond your view to see it real quick, since I am streaming it for others.
Ways, but not too far.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, it's not that far out from where you already were.
Certainly doable.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing. But Valna seems distraught.
Not seen her like this before, or at least
How
not
old
usually.
is Bo again?
120.
So yes, you saw Bo like this once before, or you saw Valna like this once before, and it was when she just came back.
Hmm.
It was when she just came back to Egerlis, and she was first insistent on getting re-involved back with the area and leaving the Knights.
Mm.
That was the last time you saw her this distraught.
So this is definitely a big deal. Noted.
I do not know what I have seen or what I saw before, but I fear these things are connected, and that it will mean terrible things for us. And it is only through knowing more that I can try to help. With what little I have, this is all I can implore.
Well, don't worry, we'll get this for you. You can look into it magically, and maybe we can do something about it.
I hope. My dreams, they are, to say disturbing is perhaps the polite way of saying this.
Anything specific? Like,
Everything burns. Everything.
oh. That's definitely not good. Let's do something about it.
You're like, yeah, terrible. Okay.
Well, shit, you didn't say everything was burning before, or maybe I missed that.
No, that's why they were just like, it's bad. Everything I saw is bad, and I don't want it to happen. Like what? Like everything on fire. Everything.
Even the fire is on fire.
it's the fire is wielding fire, and it is extra fire. It's throwing fire at the fire.
It is
What is
fire
this,
to the
magic
10th
thing
power.
Good. Please, bring this back when you can. But I implore you. I feel time may be critical for this. It might be essential to know more.
But we can as quick as we can do it.
No, I understand. You have busy life, you have expectations and things you must do. I had this young life before myself. I get it. All I can do is give you and implore you these things that I know, so that you can try to understand how I have seen these things and how I hope that we can avoid this. I have worked very hard to try to avoid these things, but I do not think that I can do that anymore.
Well, what do you mean? Like, for a specific reason? Or
What I saw with the knights, what I saw that day, it was not of this world. And I knew that I could not trust that king. But I do not know what I saw.
I say Bo is very loosely know about the king situation because of where we are. Not like the actual situation, but like, oh yeah, there's a king.
Yes,
Some people
yes.
don't like him. Some people don't like him.
I mean, literally in that, the old people of Australia knew who the Queen of England was.
Yeah.
Like, it's that kind of thing for you guys. You're like, oh yeah, the king, yeah, that guy. Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't vote for him.
So yeah, like, nah, you guys like don't really have a whole lot to go on as far as the king. You know, he's just kind of the king. And that kind of affects your lives, but not really. So you haven't really, most of you, haven't really had much worry about that sort of thing in your lives in any direct way. Those of you that are a little longer lived know that 25 years ago there was a new king, and that there was a large celebration and some sort of event that they have where a new king is chosen. But that was them.
Halbarad would have still been in diapers, yes?
I mean, it was 25 years ago. How old?
He would have been 1 year old.
Yeah, definitely in diapers. So, yeah. I mean, not really much. It would have been something that Halbarad probably would have grown up hearing about, because I definitely imagine that the other people in your, like, family even would have discussed it, because it was like a big event and everything, and it is of importance to nobility and anybody even remotely affected to it. And it is a little odd because it actually was somebody from this area that got selected.
So were we all in that shop with Bo?
All right, that's why I said she like welcomed you all in and stood back, so you all were able to hear that as your own willingness to move into the shop.
Bo, I think we need to find these herbs before we go to the gala.
No argument here.
It is very important that I find more mushrooms for my anxiety, and that we also find herbs for your friend.
Obviously.
Do what really help with anxiety?
Leaf has herbs for everything. You think the trance he does every night is normal?
It's just 1 4-hour mushroom trip.
Yeah, you have your elven trance, and I have mine. So how long till the gala?
The gala, you guys are told to report tomorrow morning to be given the rundown by the butler on sort of what to expect from the nobles and everything.
And what is that, like at least a half-day walk to get to the herbs?
Yeah, about.
Bo, you and me could go. Half-day walk there, half-day walk back. We only need 4 hours of sleep. We can do this.
You know what? Yeah. Let's do it.
So everybody else kind of hears this. I mean, I'm okay with it. But essentially, in this time, whatever, like, because they would be like, yo, can you cover me for the rest of my shift?
Sorry guys, can't patrol, have to get some herbs. This spice pouch doesn't have them. It's a specific, sorry.
Druid stuff.
You mean the herbs that she pointed on the map that's next to the ruin where we just had a fight that, you know, kind of took all of us to get through?
It's okay, I speak their language. I'll tell them that we're cool.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, you
Maybe
speak
we
their
all
language, but they were
glitch.
still trying to rip your face off.
Only because I was with you all. If it was just me and Bo, they would totally have just heard us out. You kind of give off human
Pretty
vibes.
sure they would have ripped your face.
I kind of
that
want to go
supposed to
back to
mean?
the recording and see who fired first now.
Allegedly fired first.
Let's hit that instant replay.
Where Leaf tried to cast Fireball.
Yeah.
You can see here in slow motion as the red bee leaves his finger.
Leaf is yelling Fireball loudly, but it's clearly a firebolt.
Case dismissed.
Case dismissed. We could definitely see who the peaceful one in the party is.
Fine, we can get the herbs later if Falna might have some stuff to tide me over for a bit.
I mean, she
you have
has all
anything?
sorts of items.
Do you have anything good for anxiety? Preferably mushrooms, but I'm open to other options.
You're pretty sure there's a nice tea you could make.
This has valerian in it. That would be
Okay.
nice.
Give me some tea. Please.
I've been waiting this entire
Okay, so
time to
there's
say
this
that.
girl down at the blacksmith.
Mavel?
I don't know. I didn't have any more thought.
I'm like, this right here is Mavel, the runner of the blacksmith.
We're talking to the druid right now for some herbs.
No, Greg asked for tea. So, like, slang. Tea is slang for gossip. That was the whole
We will go for the gossip after the actual tea.
So, really, I would be willing to guess that out of what Bo kind of keeps around, or what she could borrow off of Valna for just that you would reasonably be able to do that. Are you proficient in cooking at all? In, like, the cooking tools or whatever it is?
I am proficient in cooking tools, but I forgot to put them in my inventory.
That's perfectly fine. Because Valna would have a kettle. Like, I can help you in that regard. So that is wisdom plus proficiency. So I think that's like +2 to whatever you roll.
So
So
I
11.
did it wrong, but it still didn't roll that well.
No, so I mean it's an 11 essentially because we're adding proficiency to that. So you managed to get a decent cup of tea. It's not overly steeped.
Not bitter.
Nope.
Thanks, Bo.
Not too well.
I can trade you some alchemy skills if you need some later.
So you
Maybe later.
Leaf gets to change 2 of his skills whenever he has a long rest from ancestral memory, so Leaf knows alchemy at least until he takes a long nap.
at least for today. Remind me, what is everybody's passive perceptions?
Big ol' 9.
15.
15.
13.
14.
Brenna, I thought it was going to be like 25 for you.
Really? Yeah, I thought Brenna was going to
Yeah,
be way higher.
I went survival and investigation.
So, I mean, it's still it sounds like 15 and 14 are the two highest, right? Is that what I got there?
Yeah. But I don't know, Kradu.
I don't know. He didn't level up either, so I can't. I'd have to go through something to figure out what his is. So,
His passive perception towards his muscles is at least like a 30.
there's a little part of me that wants him to end up as Flex Mandu, the muscle wizard.
I was also thinking like Johnny Bravo.
That too, yeah. Have you seen? There's a TikTok of a guy who does that.
Yeah, that's why it popped in my head.
Oh yeah. So 14 and 15. After you guys have kind of left the Moonbear Boutique and you kind of are continuing your guard duties, as it would, you can't help but hear the sound of someone that seems to be at least close enough in your vicinity for a decent pace, loudly flipping a coin. And it is like a very loud, distinct fling, snatch.
A very cinematic whoosh whoosh flip flip.
Snatch. And that flat of the palm grab of the coin. It seems to almost sound as though it's even not a standard coin of some type. Because, you kind of get used to the sound of the way your standard coins sound when they're jingling together. This doesn't quite have the same kind of time to it when it's ringing in the air with the flip. It sounds different. You keep hearing this coin flip as you keep making your rounds.
Am I the only person hearing this?
No, that was passive perception 14 and up.
Okay.
Wow, that's annoying.
That's what I mean. It's unfortunately people that are just perceptive enough to make out this constant noise that keeps happening.
What's the city ordinance on making noise for flipping coins?
Is anyone else hearing that obnoxious flipping? Seriously, it sounds like he's got the world's longest fingernails and he's just constantly clicking that coin.
I'm not hearing anything.
All right, Brenna, you've been practicing to be a proper town guardsman for a while. Go rough them up.
Well, roll me survival to track the noise to its source.
Brenna, you got the highest score, I think, for survival.
Survival.
So you
Yeah,
got
unless
this.
you're an animal and have a bonus. Boom!
Jesus, yeah, you do.
Oh man, I'm regretting having you do this.
That's almost like continuous as we switch characters. I love it.
It's like, yeah, it's like the nails on the chalkboard for British. Where is that? I have to find it. I'm going to
And
kill you.
as soon as you think that, you look over and you see, kind of from this alleyway looking at you, is this extremely gaudily dressed half-elven man with manicured nails flipping what seems to be a chip. But it's metallic.
Pardon me, sir, but must you make so much noise with that thing?
Me? Too much noise? Well, I thought that some people just couldn't stand the sound of a good opportunity. How about you?
This is a good opportunity for you to stop flipping the coin.
Yeah, we're not buying what you're selling.
And he just catches it, and you see him open his hand, and there's nothing there anymore. In what you recognize as sleight of hand move. No
Very
coin it
good,
is. Ilgot's the name. I run the local gambling house and ale house. A local establishment for people to try to gamble away their money and try to earn the best. How
So
about
you're a
you?
cheat.
Do you like to earn the best?
I'm just looking at the rest of the group and I'm like, did this guy just ask the town guard if we wanted to gamble?
Yeah, we you understand we work for the guard, right? And that we are well compensated enough. We do not need to gamble it away.
Oh, yes. Gambling. That is for the rabble to come in and spend their wares. No, you, Brina. You're somebody I'm a bit more interested in. Someone of your specialties.
And how is it that you know my name?
Oh, well, you know, somebody in my sort of situation does their best to try to make sure to know of anybody with certain skill sets that might be of use. Keeps a good name, good list of up-and-comings to know, you know. It's always good to be able to outsource and see who might be looking to pick up a little extra on the side, if you will. From what I understand, you are the sort of person that is good at finding things stowed away, perhaps. If there were, I don't know, some sort of packages that might be in the woods that needed to be guided inside of the town, perhaps to somebody that needed them delivered to them, well, sometimes that could perhaps find extra compensation.
So what I'm hearing in all of your wordiness is you want me to help you smuggle contraband into the city.
Oh, those are such dirty words! You wound me, sir! I need you to simply pick up packages, never look inside and see what they are at all, and deliver them where I'm asking them to go. That's not really much, now is it?
I didn't say I wasn't listening. I just said what you're asking me to do is smuggle contraband into the city.
I just don't like these dirty words. Contraband.
I'm sorry.
Smuggling.
Call a spade a spade. Listen, I don't ask questions.
Wonderful. Then, I'm expecting there to be a certain package left near one of the local farms. I believe it is a certain weaponed farm, if you will. You know enough of the map that I've shown you before to know that there is one farm named James Spears Farm.
All right, easily done. Where am I collecting this item?
Well, outside of this good weaponized farm, there will be a single tree sitting atop a hill. Underneath that tree, there will be buried a single package. This package is to be brought to my associate, Good. G-U-D. Good.
Can you type those names into the chat?
Let's see. World info. So you can see the 3 names. Wonderful. So you will bring back this package to my associate, and my associate will deliver the appropriate compensation. But I believe they have a particular vested interest to provide.
Is there a timetable for this delivery?
I would need this done before the week is out. Nothing too bad.
I will see what I can do for you.
Just make sure, like I said, undisturbed, wax seal intact, if you will.
Yeah, curiosities for cats. I got no curiosity. The less I know, the better.
Wonderful! Then that sounds dubiously informed so that we both know and understand what's happening. Then I thank you, and hopefully I will be seeing you.
Just next time without the coin.
What coin? And you see he holds up his hands to show each of his fingers, and he's waggling them. And then as he waggles them, you see a coin appear between each of his 4 fingers. And then he flips it each way, and then they're gone.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm sure your mom is proud.
Roll me perception. In fact, everybody that's standing there, roll me an active perception.
Yeah, not bad.
Ignore that. In nature.
That nature check, yeah.
I take that back. Don't ignore that nature check.
Gonna save that one for later.
Then the only person that manages to catch any of this as he kind of turns to walk away is
Was Halbarad?
Yep.
No, I was saying Leaf of all people is the only one to catch this, as The man who has identified himself as Ilgot begins to walk away. You see as he kind of tips his hat, walking past a stall to kind of bow to the merchant as he's passing. And you see as he lifts his hat, he's dumping an apple from their stall into his hand and is already eating it as he turns the corner and is gone.
That thief. You saw that, Brenna.
So what now?
Your friend stole an apple.
Are we supposed to do some sort of Arabian song and dance and chase him and his monkey down?
I thought I would just tackle him and then cover him with vines and then leave him.
And, I mean, if that's what you feel you must.
I mean, where does city go? Did you just take a job to smuggle contraband into the city? And we just let, like, someone steal something and walk out? Like,
Not that
Huh?
you
He's
saw
not-
it.
He's
I'm
not
just going off
smuggling
what
anything
you
into
said.
the city. I'm delivering a package to one of the farms.
From the farms to one of the people.
Yeah. Details.
Maybe we should see what's in the package and maybe we'll just keep it for ourselves.
In my experience, that tends to lead to more problems than it's worth. People that leave things laying around like that tend to come looking for them.
What's he going to do? Tell the town guards on us?
You do have bosses.
Yeah, he's going to say that we stole his contraband that he was trying to smuggle into town. We'll see how well that goes over for him.
Someone as smooth as that probably has connections.
He wasn't really that smooth.
Says the only person that saw it.
More like icky, gross.
Well, yes, there's a certain amount of disgust that comes with the silver-tongued folk.
That was some pretty tarnished silver.
But yeah, no, they definitely have requested you to do something, and it is up to you to figure out and do with as you will with that. Because yeah, it's definitely reasonable that they might not ask too many questions. It's very reasonable that they might offer more if you do the first thing successful. It's up to you on what you want to do. The rest of your day seems to pass fairly uneventful. The same merchants walking by, hawking their wares. The same ladies of the night coming out to slowly begin to hawk theirs.
We walk by any, like, tool merchants and or weapon merchants?
Well, during your passings, depending on the complexity of what you wanted, either Druid would have that sort of thing with the general good, or if it was something that needed created and constructed, the blacksmith might have that sort of thing. But there are like some higher end craftsmen and everything within the city itself. So it's not without question that they might have like higher end tool sets and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to look for some like Tinker's tools at the very least.
Yeah. If
What kind of tools
you
do you need?
tinkers.
I do not have Tinker's tools on me, or I'd let you borrow them.
Yeah, at Bent Copper General Goods, Druid Knucklebrand, retired adventurer. It's usually pretty good to get those sort of things for you.
All right.
Now, did you just want the standard Tinker's tools, or did you want the fancy Tinker's tools? How much are you looking to spend?
Well, I mean, we did just get paid, but also we do have like specific things we need to buy as well for our next job. So if possible, not too much. Just in case, and I just like wave my hand, like, in case this gets a bit banged up, so I can try and fix it.
Oh, sure, standard traveling Tinker's set. That's pretty easy. I just like to make sure to make... You don't want one of them fancy traveling sets. And you see as he kind of opens up this wooden case that he's got set there, and you can see where it's cornered with brass. And as he opens it, all of the tools are perfectly held into place with leather strapping inside of their little velvet inlaid nooks. And each tool seems to be slightly engraved around the handles and finely tooled into each of the fine bits. Now this one here, this one's a fancy one.
It's very tempting. I'm not gonna lie, it's very tempting. I'm just not sure if I have the means for that right now. Maybe eventually. I'm not saying no to eventually. Just that seems to be a bit above my pay grade right now.
I understand. Got to keep something to save up for one day. It's always good to set your sights. And you see as he then brings out a standard looking tinkerer set that kind of just clips closed and everything, and he's like, all right. I don't remember what the standard player's handbook price is, but that's what it would be.
50 gold for the price for the standard for the thieves tools. I just checked.
For the tinkerer's tools, you mean? You said thieves.
Yep. Did I?
Yes.
I thought I said tinkers. Okay.
No. Right there. You said all the previous times you said tinkers.
Okay. I was sure I said. Never mind.
And then you said you needed other supplies for this.
Well, I mean, mainly the tinker's tools. I'm kind of looking to spend a bit on my armaments. If you would have any advice on that, looking for something a bit longer range, like a halberd maybe.
Oh, Mabel's gonna help you out with most of that. Mabel's Forge is the sort of thing that takes care of all those weaponized armored types. I have put that pass behind me.
That's understandable. Well, so you said 40 gold, right?
I believe that was 50, and you didn't have anything else you needed.
Well,
or roll me persuasion.
I just double checked, and I only have 35 gold anyway. So
you were all given 75 gold.
I thought it was 75 split across the
No,
party.
each one of you is given 75 gold.
Okay,
I said that he put down, he put down little bags for each of you. I said it was 25 per thing that you did.
I did not hear the per thing. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's why I went through the whole thing about magic items and how silly it is that how many they want people to have. So I'm giving you gold because I figure you're going to want to make stuff.
Unless Brenna was tampering with the bags while we weren't looking.
Slow turn.
I mean, it does seem like the new edition, if you want to call it that, took a hard turn on magic items because 5e was basically like, don't give out magic items.
Yes.
Please do not give out magic
Yeah.
items. They break your game.
Yeah.
Only give out magic item.
Yeah, and now they're like, you should have a stupid amount of ineffective magic items all the time. And I'm like, why? Unless it's something they want, why?
Yeah.
Because nobody was using the Wand of Smiles.
Yeah, but now we have the staff
the
of
ever-smoking
bird
bottle.
calls. Like, they have some silly stuff now. Staff of bird calls is one of them that goes with that. There was one that's just like how they had the coin that just gives you woe or bad. There's like a million different versions of them. There's so many things I looked at because
The butter knife of buttering toast.
I mean, it might as well be.
Yeah, I will try some persuasion on the 40 gold, right? For starting guard.
So I mean,
Don't fuck me.
you are a garden
okay.
here and everything.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
45.
Look, you drive a hard bargain, but I'll take it. I appreciate that very much.
He slides.
I like that I'm getting questioned for delivering packages to only have the Halbrad turn around and use his influence to haggle prices.
It'd be awful shame if this place burned down.
I'm legally haggling.
And Brenna's legally picking up illegal packages.
This is where it's important that different people have different outlooks.
I'm picking up a package and giving it to somebody. I don't know that it's their package.
But you realize how that makes it worse, right?
I don't know if this clear bag of white powder is cocaine. It's probably just flour.
Yeah, you better
Might as well
sniff
give
it
it
to
a sniff
check.
to find out. Yeah.
Tell us more, Leaf the crime dog.
Well, since you asked.
Smells all.
Man, after I found this, I feel great. I feel like I could run 100 miles. Let's go.
Guys, let's go bake some bread. This bread gives me so much energy.
So let's take.
So that's how they work in video games.
Let's take a quick 8-minute break, 10-minute break. Let's just take 10-minute break, and end out then this day. Nothing else kind of happens in this, and we will come back and open up to everyone showing up to the morning at the mayor's estate and getting kind of your dossier information for what to expect, and then that will probably close it out into starting the new year with you guys running the gala and seeing what to expect there.
Would I be able to purchase the halberd before the end of the day?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I
That's
think
not
I
a
saw it's 25 gold.
I'd say right now, if you're just buying standard gear and everything without making any changes or requests, then yeah, it's all pretty simple.
20 gold. Yay.
Well,
now
if
I
we're gonna
have
go by the blacksmith, I
halberds,
might as well pick
halberd.
up a couple more daggers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not just the one you had.
I mean, it made sense at the time. I never threw it before.
I honestly feel like with weapon mastery, throwing daggers actually gives a stupid amount of options.
With a recommendation from Mr. Knucklebrand, would I get a discount on that halberd?
Mabel is very tough with her prices.
Understandable.
Oh, it really doesn't
Yeah,
like this
standard
map.
price is 20. Here we go. Halberds, halberd.
Come on. Jesus Christ, roll 20, come on. Seriously? Come on. Oh, good. Oh, good. So, is everyone back?
Maybe.
Okay.
Never left.
That's where I need the Warcraft ready check. Like,
Be happy to.
you back, Susie?
Damn you.
I think Susie's the only one we're waiting on then. Give it a minute or so, and then if all else fails, I will just get going. Can everybody move their token on this map okay?
I can't see my token, but
You should
I
be
can move it.
here. You can't see it?
I think I'm under someone.
Yeah,
No.
you're visible now.
If I move out here, I can see it. But if I'm here, I can't see it.
I don't
Damn
know where
humans
out
and their lack
here.
of dark vision.
Oh, because there's no
Like,
light out
if
here.
I move it
Hold on.
over here, I can see.
Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
Go. Yes. Do the thing. God damn, this is just chugging. Is that better?
Yes, I can see.
Bah. You expect lights
Light.
outside of houses? How silly of you.
Well, they're rich, so yeah.
So, as you guys are easily able to identify as you walk up, the mayor's estate is all very finely kept. The walk up to it is all finely kept stonework with perfectly trimmed hedges. And as you approach, you can still see where there are internal kind of greenhouses working around internal walkways and large gaping rooms of arched ceilings filled with lavish dinner sets and lights just left burning. It doesn't take you long to recognize that unlike most places that you are kind of exposed to, this is a completely different level. Because whereas magic seems to be something that is not necessarily always trusted, only, the finest things tend to have any kind of rune work, each light is inscribed with runes to keep it burning. You can see where there's metallic etching along the lines, along the edging of the walkway that seems to lend something to it to keep its tidy and cleanly appearance. Everything's enhanced. But all of it is done in the most elegant trimming that you've ever kind of seen to this. Most of the things that you see with rune work are almost cobbled together inscriptions and metallic items, socketed and worked into items to create inscription lines, whereas these look ancient. And like some of them were almost perfectly reshaped into exactly where they are. Like, maybe that's what they did before. As you approach these two large oaken doors, you can see the large rings on them waiting for any visitors to sort of knock on them. And as you reach your hand up to begin to knock on it, the door swings immediately open. And you see a fine-dressed halfling standing on the other side. He's got kind of waftily thrown back dishwater blonde hair, kind of ragged but still finely trimmed goatee, and slight beard going down his jaw. And he's standing there expectantly in his kind of fine butler garb. Finally, you've arrived.
I mean, on time, yeah.
On time, listen to you. On time is for the dutifully late, unfortunately.
I'm assuming he doesn't have a plate of hors d'oeuvres in his hand like the picture shows.
No, but he is going to eventually show you the plate of hors d'oeuvres that some of you will be expected to carry.
Oh, because I was going to take something off of the plate and eat it.
No.
As he's talking down to us.
Because that is absolutely one of the favorite butler art that I found when I was doing all of this here. And I thought that was fitting that the hoity-toity elves have a halfling butler here.
Hey, Brenna, is that a friend of yours?
Do you think all halflings know each other?
All Eladrin know each other.
That doesn't mean that all halflings know each other.
But I know all the other Eladrin.
That's great for you.
Because I'm the
Doesn't mean
only
that
one.
Did you kill all of the Eladrin? Or
They're all actually
I just have never
hiding
seen
from
any
him.
other ones.
they're all playing an
But they
elaborate
told me
joke?
they all went extinct.
They told you that they went extinct?
Yes, clearly.
They all went to a farm upstate.
They have lots of
They sent me
space to
a
run.
postcard.
They have a lot
They're all
of
just
room
on
to run
vacation
with the
right
other
now.
elephants.
So, this...
Okay, so you don't know them.
This map is really, really lagging for me moving stuff around. I guess I put too many walls and windows in here. So hopefully you guys can move around just fine, and
Down.
I'm going to ping and narrate.
Yeah, I'm moving around
Yeah,
without
no
any lag.
issues.
Okay. As long as that's going on, then I really won't worry about manipulating the map in any way tonight as far as what's going on. Because then I can just leave my view where it is and kind of hopefully just guide you guys through with pings as we work our way through the mansion. And the butler here is going to kind of explain the expected guests and kind of what they are at least so far expecting for the night. And just to check and make sure, Bo, have you come back at all?
I'm here now. You couldn't hear me for a while, but I'm back.
Awesome.
I heard all of what you just said, though.
Okay, but can you move your token? Awesome. That's what I wanted
thought
to
I
make
moved
sure.
it into the area.
Nope, it hadn't moved on my screen, so but I just saw you move. That was the only reason why I wanted to check, because I wanted to make sure anybody who's not watching my screen share, as I kind of guide everybody through here and show them the various areas and explain what they can expect. All right. Wonderful. So how many of you are new here to the universe area? Yinvarish. Yeah, like Yinvarish. Wonderful.
Brenna raises her hand.
Wonderful. The Yinvarish estate here are the ones that owned this area after the fall of the previous empire. It is through their oversight that they were able to help the formation of this city in passing years. It is through the current oversight that our Master Ovriel helps oversee the city. So, our illustrious host for this evening will need a close eye kept on him. At least one of you will need to be attentive to him to help make sure that unwanted guests are kept out of, well, his sight. He will not want to give more than perhaps a glance, a nod. Heaven forbid expect anything as crass as a wave of the hand. He will just hope that you will be able to guide the riffraff away from him. Now come.
What kind of riffraff are you expecting exactly, Alfred?
Look, I haven't met these knights. I expect that most of them will be on the good behavior, but, well, between that and a few eccentric merchants that are extended an invitation, you never know for sure what things would happen. At these sort of things, when drinks are served, you can never be 100% certain on how attitudes will fare out.
So what you're saying is, if something goes wrong, help, take care of the issue and defend, protect the mayor, what have you.
Well,
No matter what happens, will be
Yes.
covered.
well, yes. I would not expect or hope of anything that crass to happen at this sort of gala, but, well, if you want to put it that way, yes. If push should come to shove, brigands at the gate, if you will, then your sole responsibility would be ending the threat and protecting the mayor.
And by what means should we do the threat ending?
Look, at these sort of events, people normally keep at least some form of sidearm on them. Nobody walks around with a giant halberd on the back, but, smaller arms are normally
targeted, yeah.
expecting of officers and gentlemen of certain stature.
The smallest arm I got is this crossbow here.
Have you never used a sword? Something, I don't know, to wear at your side? Is this your first time in a civilized area?
I mean, at my side, not really. And I pull out my greatsword, which is probably twice the size of it. But I have this one.
Do you even look like do you even know what a sword is? You look like you've never touched one in your life.
Look, I am expected to know a great many things, and I would hope that
Not about swords.
guards of your stature would know at least a few other weapons besides large smashy smash for these sorts of things.
Leaf's gonna look down at the little butler and be like, "What do you mean by people of our stature?"
What do you mean,
Tiny.
you people?
Are you saying you're not guards?
Of course we are.
Look, Alfred, what we're saying is you might want to get off your high horse and,
Because you're too short for a high horse.
Look.
Well, I was going to put it more in the sense of...
Sorry, Grim. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm going to put it more in the sense of, you're not the one holding the sword, protecting people. You're showing us around so we can protect people, including your employer. So maybe don't talk to us like, we're common riffraff, like you say, and just talk to us like we're people, just like you are.
Look, there will be a certain expectation on your appearance for this sort of thing. It is expected, I believe, it was told to you that you are expected to blend in. So you, depending on where you are, will either look like a servant, a guest, or something similar. Waitstaff, what have you. And those sort of people are not walking around with giant weapons on their back, now are they?
Right. Seeing the beautiful estate that your boss has here, I'm assuming there's weapons on display somewhere that are not where the guests are gonna be. Maybe I can borrow one of them for the gala and wait on it afterwards.
We can suit you with a suitable sidearm for this evening.
Okay, I'll take that.
But
No.
You can be
I have a quick
assured that
question.
no one will have it beyond that level. So, as far as your threat goes, I imagine that would come down to your skill.
All right. I can deal with that. So I'm guessing your boss, the mayor, is not very happy that the knights sprung their visit on him. That I don't exactly have a good record with the knights myself. It'd probably be better to avoid any kind of issue. Do you have any kind of I don't know, makeup or something I can cover this, and I just to the right side of my face? So I'm less recognizable. Maybe a pair of gloves, and I wave my right hand.
Clickety clank.
Leaf's gonna step in and grab some lichen that's hanging off of his robe and pull it off and put it on the side of your face.
Thank you. That's very inconspicuous.
His eyes are just wide.
You're welcome.
Watching this. Yes. Inconspicuous. That's...
What's more natural than nature?
Unfortunately,
Well,
my forte is not this sort of thing, but perhaps one of the maidens of the house could assist you with that sort of makeup routine, if it would help you. But I'm not sure if any of us are fully versed in any sort of disguise work, if that's as far as you're trying to go.
I mean, just a glove and yeah, I'll take some assistance from one of the maidens of the house. Sure.
Wonderful. Then you're going to need to show up an hour early before the night so we could attempt to make you presentable.
All right.
So, first we're going to pass through the northern hall here, through the double doors and into the great antechamber. Exiting our greeting area here, we enter into the greater halls of the rest of the estate. This, we do not expect most guests to really stay within the foyer here. I would imagine most of them would continue moving from this area then into the other rooms. If you could open the double doors, yep. So this is where he's kind of talking and explaining he doesn't really expect people to necessarily stay here, but then he's going to walk out to the northern section of this room into the red carpeting. This here is, well, sort of a viewing room. It opens up into the inner gardens. Some people enjoy a bit of a quiet breakout time here. Time to sit with their drinks, perhaps enjoy a quiet conversation or two. It might be a good idea to keep someone who can blend in this area, for depending on the sorts of drinks being shared, you never know what sort of brooding conversation can turn sideways.
DM question. In like this main area in the middle, is there like an upstairs that has balconies looking down on the area?
No, it's there. Like, I didn't want to make an entire. There is a whole other map of the second floor, and I didn't want to then also build and populate the second floor of this map. Especially because this one's running so choppy.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I was just asking so that, so that we could have potentially like someone with some range looking from above, being able to take cover if need be, if there's a fight that breaks out or something.
Depending on the area, I will say that, like, you can ask if there is something as far as that goes, and we can essentially narrate that you are on it. Some of the areas do have a bit of an overlook. Like one of the rooms that we're gonna get to, that is the main kind of dining hall, it does actually have a skylight. And like this garden here has balconies over top of it, over top of this red room that you're standing in now. But like you couldn't see into this room from that balcony because of that. But they're like above this southern red area, there is a balcony as well. So, like, reasonably, if you were on that, you could see mostly down into this room, but you wouldn't be able to see into the garden or something. So it just depends on where you'd want to be placed.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like Halbard has, like, all of his training coming back to him of like spot the areas where you can have like archers or crossbow and all that stuff.
Oh, absolutely. This would
And he's just
exactly be that sort of
scouting
thing.
the place.
Yep. And that's kind of what they're expecting in
Hey.
this situation is like they're trying to as they get through it, they're gonna kind of rattle through the guest expected list and some of the people and issues. Another issue for the
Leaf's gonna
evening.
say in druidish to Bo, hey, we could change into, ravens and have a bird's eye view of the place. Unless you'd rather have be like a fly on the wall.
It'd definitely be good for visual, but maybe not if something happened.
Then we turn back.
Yeah, true.
They said to be inconspicuous, so
They meant pretend to be servants, but
Well, I mean, they did blending in. I mean, if you're an animal, that's because that's the inconspicuous is the thing. They're just they don't have those kind of means, so they're essentially providing those means because that's just what they know. Like if that is beyond them. If you're like, oh, we could just turn into an animal, you're like, I mean, because like they're like, I've kind of heard that people do that.
come on. Looking at Leaf, they're not going to want Leaf to be out in person.
I mean, they're
I'm
definitely
sure they'll be
questioning.
more than happy
Yeah.
to Leaf.
The Rongar family, it's sort of the second strongest family in Egrolis here. Well, Juvik, the head of the family, is a bit of a retired military fellow. As you can imagine, that tends to give him a bit of a tough hand when it comes to his daughter. And, well, Seriandre, she is the picture of elven beauty. She's a wonderful socialite, and, well, she loves hosting teas and all of those wonderful sorts of things, but nothing outside of her father's eye past a tea. You can imagine that this sort of person, well, her hand is well sought after. Her father wishes to control every possible suitor, and she wishes to be able to choose her own heart. She wants to choose her own life. You can imagine with that sort of father, though, she doesn't have very many options. Since you're asking me to speak like normal people, then I want you to understand that, personally, I try and let the deer get out when she can. Her father's a bit of a stiff hand, and she needs to live. But you don't know who all will be here. The poor girl is a bit naive. So sometimes you have to keep an eye on somebody for their own good. Let them live, but don't let them get poisoned. You know, drug back to a closet, all those terrible things. I want you to help keep that poor girl safe from sniveling little nobles. Do we understand?
We'll do our best.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Then understand, as I said again, this sort of area here, on the Outlook, is the sort of place that people may go at times for private encounters. So, being able to see those sort of things and know when to step in and when to mind your own business is important. As long as we understand that consent is key, and we're wonderful. So, moving on into the western area, we see the main side buffet. Through our side rooms and into this other door, we can see the long buffet tables that will be spread out for the evening. From all reports, there is a certain nose of Set Audlebrin that is reportedly a bit of a brute of a man. I would expect that this individual will probably be gorging himself this place the entire evening. But he is a bit of a brute. No, seriously, he cannot be trusted with anything delicate. He seems to just enjoy breaking things. Just to see if he can, really, as far as I can tell from other reports. So, please try to keep an eye on him, at least to make sure that he's well behaved. I suspect that the knights in attendance will not be all kept together, and from what I can tell, it's really one of them that keeps the other ones behaved.
And what was his name again?
The brute? Well, that would be Nose.
Yes. Thank you.
If you fully want to know, he said Nose of Sept Artelbrin. I will post that in the world info thing here. I wouldn't expect too much to the room to the south of here. Directly north of here is really just the directly attached kitchen and various areas that, well, you can watch from, working with the servants if you need to help keep the buffet stocked. But really just try to make sure that fellow doesn't get into too much trouble. Wonderful.
I'll give a peek into the rooms that he mentions, just to, scout a bit. Make sure that we got angles covered and everything.
Yep, and you can see where this room opens then to a connecting larder that also connects into the side hallway that loops around everything. And that hallway connects to the one that you use to join into this side dining room. The southern areas, like he was saying, beyond...
And that's where you said there was a skylight, right? Over the dining area?
No, that is going to be the other main one that you'll get to here. This one, the room south of this is kind of a trophy room. That one has more of a balcony over top of it. So this room doesn't really have anything over it that you can necessarily see. That's where you kind of, if you didn't want to be in the room directly, you would have to use the side rooms. Or there is a little bit of a vision from, like I said, from the hallway and various things, like this window in the southwest corner of the dining room pretty much lines up with the window from the garden area outside even. So, just depends on where you want to put yourself. You would be able to see at least, partially into the room from the hallway fairly easily with the windows on the western wall of that dining room. Yeah, that one's the trophy room that I was
So,
saying.
checking with our more magically aligned party members, do we have any way of like keeping in contact? Because we're probably going to be scattered across the entire place. So, do we have any means of like reaching out to each other or something?
I do not.
I mean, I can communicate via sign language.
Well, I understand sign language, so
I can yell really
we can
loud.
talk from a distance.
I guess Bo and I can leave druidic messages that only each other can read.
You know
Not
what?
sure how helpful that is for everyone else.
I had considered this at one point, and I decided to, and I completely forgot about it. So I will say at this point, to help rectify with this situation, with a limited and interesting forced requirement on it, the butler will offer you 3 sets of sending stones for the evening.
I have message also.
So with that, essentially,
So I
you would
can-
have to pair the sending stones too.
Okay. Do the sending stones are they able to be paired like as a whole group, kind of like in?
Nope.
Oh, they only have 2 in. Yeah, it's only 2 by 2, right?
Yep, it's 2 by 2.
Oh, they'd be like span reads from Stormlight Archive. We could just have like one person in a central area with all 3 of them, so they could talk to each group and coordinate.
That's what I mean. I leave it up to
Yeah.
you to decide, because it's just a matter of how you break up and do everything at that point. Because it leaves an interesting limitation, and it forces you to adapt.
Mm-hmm. We could do like groups of 2 or something, like potentially like 2 groups of 2, 1 center location, and we could have Leaf be less conspicuous by having a literal bird's eye view, and if something shows up, like turn back and reach out.
I could also peck out Morse code.
I mean, I also have
That's it.
message, so I
Mm-hmm.
can send a message to any one of us without a sending stone.
Yeah.
So then that's
So-
essentially 4 groups of sending stone.
This is where I will actually point out that the 2024 edition did actually ruin one of the most fun things about 2014 edition. Druids can speak now in their shapes.
Mm.
But I could still do Morse code if I wanted to be annoying.
I mean, yes, but they did.
I won't.
In the 2024 Player's Handbook, it does actually specifically state that in their animal shape that they can still communicate. So no more bear in armor that can't talk. Now you can be talking bear.
Yeah.
Talking in Sylvan. Might as well be speaking bear.
Bear still can't drive car.
Yeah.
But bear can ride on unicycle.
Or in sidecar. So, if we continue north from here, you will see the original garden that connected to our red viewing room. This is another area that sometimes people will retreat to for more private forays, but of a particular concern is, well, I understand there is a certain duel-hungry knight that is in attendance. Raff the Pale, I believe, is what they've nicknamed him. He is a particular young individual of sept heart. He has a bit of a bloodthirsty reputation and likes to antagonize others into these sorts of duels just so he can kind of slowly take them down. A little bit of a sadistic fellow, really. So, we would hope that you would be able to, I don't know, avoid that. Keep others from doing that foolhardy thing.
I think Kradu would be a good person to put on him.
Someone that wants to make duels. You want to put the himbo that's looking for a physical challenge.
Yeah, that way, none of the guests will get involved in a duel.
No. Or you could watch your friend die.
You could
One
provide
or the other.
entertainment.
I have more faith in Kradu than you do. And since you're running this whole thing, that means I'm wrong.
That a level
Some
2
of us may die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to.
Yes. I'm like a level 2 party member challenging one of the knights. Yeah, probably a bad idea. Probably not bueno.
Oh, a friendly duel, a spar, not a kill.
Yeah.
We could put Kradu in charge of all of the sending stones.
We're all gonna die.
The butler will look at you again and just kind of smile at me. Allow me to perhaps articulate a little better. This man really, really enjoys cutting his dueling partners continuously, slowly. Never enough to end the duel at first, until sometimes it's a little too late for that individual. He never quite breaks the rules of the duel in any of this. The person oftentimes just does not seem capable of knowing their limit.
So, as they sometimes say in Elvish, he's a sadist.
Yes.
So is Raft an angry drunk or like a happy drunk? Just wondering if we should give him alcohol or avoid giving him alcohol.
I don't really know. Those sorts of things aren't necessarily what comes in my reports, at least.
Well, so much for the idea of just getting him plastered so he won't want to duel anyone.
Well, you're welcome to try, but you have to babysit him. Wonderful. So, now if we continue onward to the east, if we exit out of the gardens and back into the main hallway, before we head south, we can see the hallway that follows eastward into these lower floor bedchambers. These guest chambers we mostly expect to be unoccupied. Really, guests shouldn't be back here. Unless they have been asked by the mayor to be a guest. Currently, as far as I know, no one is staying here.
Right. We'll need to be told if that changes, by the way.
Well, yes. If by this evening, in some unknown happenstance, that changes, I will make sure to inform you. But as this stands, currently no.
Appreciate that. I mean, to be fair, as of this morning, we didn't know that the mayor wanted to talk to us specifically directly, so, you know.
Oh. You have to meet with the mayor after the gala. Well, I hope that you keep everything in good standing then. I would hate to make a terrible show of the mayor's gala and then have to have a meeting with him. that would be disastrous.
Yeah.
Stare at camera. Wonderful. So, if we now go further down into the southern main hallway, this will connect into our main dining chamber. This is where we expect most of our guests to really be for the evening. This will be the most social gathering place, if you will. Our illustrious host, Averell, will be here, of course. This is where you would also expect the Larangars to be. So Juvek and Sayandre will be here. But that is where I will then come to our other people. There is one individual that is... He is, a good soul, but he is a bit haunted, if you will. Althedon is the last of the Kaisun family, and the poor man doesn't seem to get enough sleep. He constantly seems to go on about delusions of seeing things around his estate, and well, with the passing of the rest of his family, the rest of us really aren't sure what to make of it. But, well, he sent off the rest of his staff long ago, so nobody really knows what to make of him. But with his paranoia, please at least try to make sure that he's well behaved and stays on his good side. He also has his eyes set on Sayandre, but we're really unsure if that sort of thing would be helpful in all of this. The Darthoridians are a bit of an old house from around here. But, well, I don't know. They're a bit of old crones, if you will. Well, not all of them are female, excuse me, but the term still seems to apply. They are a family of people that all seem to kind of share the same timelessness of them, and, well, they love to attend these sorts of social events to make sure to stick their noses into the most oddest situations. I can really not say for certain what will catch their eye, but it's usually good to at least keep one of your eyes on them, just to make sure that they are at least being well behaved. But Rhaenessa, Runa, and Malgarth are the three individuals of the Darthoridian family. All seem like I said, equally, pardon my language, old as fuck. And, well, you'll recognize them as the oldest thing in the room. This is also where I expect the reported leader of these knights to be. We're told his name is Basun the Wise. Reportedly still of Set Artelbrand, just his nose, but this one seems to have a brain on him. As far as I can tell, he seems to try and keep the other two in line, but little can be told what's behind his intelligent eyes with that smile. I don't entirely trust him, but I think he's mostly up to good. We usually do extend invitations to most of the established merchants in the area, but there's only a few that usually like to show up to these sorts of events. Most of them don't like the bit of fanciness and feels it's a bit beyond them. But, well, Ilgot should probably be showing up. He's a bit of an eccentric fellow. Runs the local gambling house, but, well, there's a bit more to his life than most expect. But, he almost certainly will attend, and I definitely expect him to be looking for lots of favors from the staff, if you will. Always free with the coin. He usually brings his associate Good with him, but, well, Good's more of a listener. Good at letting others speak, but absorbing everything that people say around him. So, just make sure to watch your words when you're around both of them. One other individual, eccentric gnome by the name of Fosco. He runs a local, I don't know, tapestry, apothecary bar. I don't know what he's referring to it now, but he calls it good for what ails ya. I know, it's a name, but he likes to dress up in a bit of a lab coat, and, well, if he himself has had too many drinks, he will definitely offer to try and show people his newest concoction, which blew up a table the last time, so I tried to make sure that if he is here, that he is at least behaved and away from the nice things if he's going to be that drunk.
Understandable.
So we should bring him out to the garden if he wants to show off his new concoctions.
Yes, or the street, whichever. Wonderful. So now I believe that you can see most of the estate here that you'll be expected to look after. Now, is there further questions that I can help you with before this evening?
This is an old building for rich people. Is there any secret passageways that we should know about?
No, this estate was kind of built with more obvious ventures in mind. There is no current secret passages. Nothing that should be expected or needed or known of in any way.
I'm gonna try. I'm probably gonna fail, but I'm gonna try an insight.
Okay.
Nope. Yeah, no, there's nothing here.
I would like to try that too. Being of the more sneaky and roguish type.
Okay.
Clearly, there's nothing out of the
He
ordinary in this place.
definitely minced and chose his words pretty precisely there. So you're willing to guess that they might exist, but nothing on this level that they expect to matter.
I will keep that to myself for the moment.
Cause yeah, they got an emergency exit. They don't expect it to matter. They're like, we haven't ever used that.
The panic room? No.
Yeah, why do I need to tell you about the panic room? No. Nothing here.
We're not panicking in that room. Everyone outside the room is panicking.
This is my calm, happy room.
Exactly.
All right. Then if there's no other questions, then we will go ahead and end this session then here. Like I said, we won't have session on the 1st, which would be our next time. But feel free to come hang out and play Jackbox and various whatevers. But I will look forward to the night of the gala and seeing what happens for you guys.
So everything's gonna go great and smoothly.
Oh, absolutely. Clearly.